What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Jahoda's character trailer, No Hunt in Vain. I'm a little late to this, I've been sick the past few days, but I am excited to get into this, as Jahoda has been a really fun character for her entire time in Nod Cry, so I'm just interested to see what kind of hijinks she gets into in her trailer, what kind of expressions she might show us, that kind of thing. So with that, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this.
At the curatorium.
Okay, starting at the curatorium. Yep.
I take the small stuff
Yep.
and Ashru's on door duty. You ever
The
run
squad.
into anyone calling themselves a treasure hunter? Don't let the fancy title fool you.
Ooh.
Give them enough money and they'll do
Okay,
pretty
I'm
much
vibing with the
anything
music.
for you. As long as the pay's right, I can help you with anything. Most things. I can help you with most things.
Yeah, fair. I love her glasses. Yeah, no, this music perfectly fits her vibe, I feel.
Got work for me.
All right, let's see it. Let's see. God, I love that move.
Well, eat well. That's my motto these days. Smash and grab.
Ooh, the change up. Ooh, the paneling. I like that.
Finders keepers.
Giant cat.
That late already. Oh, pack it up. Work time's over. It's Asher time.
Yo. Okay, that's fun. I love that. That's cute. This is a fun trailer. It very much fits Jahoda's vibe, all things considered, which does ultimately mean that there isn't necessarily a ton to get into here, because it's really just expressing what we already know about her. She's part of the Curatorium of Secrets, while Nefer handles all of the large-scale stuff. She is here to handle all of the grunt work, all of the small stuff, as she calls it. If something needs to be delivered, if a message needs to be sent, if something needs to be found, it's Jahoda going out, not Nefer. But it's presented as them being a cohesive team that handles different aspects of a greater whole, rather than it being that Nefer is her boss and she's just left with all of this menial labor. Which, though Jahoda may complain sometimes about the tasks she's given, I do feel like is very fitting to, at the very least, Jahoda's perspective on things. She does refer to Nefer as her boss, she does think of it in that kind of sense, but she also does clearly like her position in the Curatorium of Secrets. She's happy with her life, regardless of its many woes that she may complain about. It also serves for her to be a little bit more boisterous in the sense that she is acting as if she's a bigger part of the puzzle of the Curatorium Secrets than she realistically is. Like, her help is indispensable. Nefer would probably struggle to find someone as capable at such a myriad of things as Jahoda, but to imply that things are more of a collaborative effort is nonetheless a bit funny. But then after the structure of the Curatorium of Secrets is explained to us, Jahoda then pivots to telling us that we really shouldn't put too much weight behind the names of people who refer to themselves as treasure hunters, as really, they'll just do anything you want if you pay them enough. Which on its own isn't necessarily the most remarkable of lines, but in tandem with the fact that she immediately then says, for the right price, I can help you with anything, immediately puts her in contrast with those who call themselves treasure hunters. She was just saying, yeah, don't mind the people who say that they're treasure hunters and act like they're bigger than they are. They're just out for money. You can pay them to do anything for you. Anyways, I can do anything for you if you pay me enough. It's this immediate flip of her talking as if they're not as big as they're saying, and then acting like how she just described they do, which simultaneously serves to express her former ties with the treasure hoarders and being a bit of a treasure hunter herself, as well as once again serving to show her sort of cocky, boisterous attitude, where she acts like she's more capable than she is, she's more powerful or important than she is, that kind of thing. But then at the same time, she immediately lowers our expectations of her by immediately pivoting from anything to most things. I can do most things. I may be good, but there's some things I can't handle. Don't throw me into a death trap, please. Which just perfectly encapsulates her entire vibe. It's that cockiness immediately pulled down by the reality of what she's capable of. And then after just some showing off of her kit proper, it then gets to the next line being earn well, eat well, that's what I always say, which very much is an embodiment of her philosophy. She works hard so she can play hard. We don't often get to see a lot of that playing hard because she is always working, but that is clearly accurate to how she wants to live, regardless of if it is actually how she ends up living. But then in the same moment, we also get a brief shot of her at the desk of the Curatorium of Secrets when a Nefa arrives, which there isn't really much to this interaction. She's just sort of waving her away or whatever. But I do feel like it's worth mentioning because realistically this moment could have been pretty much any character from Nodcry, but the fact that it's a Nefa specifically does sort of serve to tie back to her mechanical arm being something that Aino built. It easily could have been Aino here, but I think it makes more sense for it to be a Nefa, given that Nefa often is the one doing things for Aino. Not really much to say about that, it's just I feel like a worthwhile little note. After that, we then once again go back into showing off her kit, but it's in this moment where we get what honestly in my mind is the most interesting looking shot of the trailer, being this multi-panel, multicolored shot of her doing her skill, because first off, it just visually is very distinct, with the panels coming in, the different colors, it all just visually works. But at the same time, it also serves to subtly express something about her kit. Her skill, one of the main sort of interesting things about it is how she picks up other elements, and that is shown here by each of the panels being a different color, tied to a varying element, except for the white one, I guess. We got the light blue for Cryo, the dark blue for Hydro, the sort of orangish red for Pyro, the purple for Electro. It's a very subtle thing that I feel like is easily missed, but it is a good little touch, I feel. It's a good midpoint between doing something stylish and just outright showing what the kit does. But as that little scene comes to an end, we close out the trailer by expressing a case of her philosophy of work hard, play hard, work well, eat well type stuff, where she's like, all right, the workday's over, pack it up, it's Ashru time. I have a cat to pet. It's a cute way to end the trailer. It's fitting to her as a character. And yeah, it's just fun. Beyond that, I don't necessarily have too much more to say, seeing as it's pretty much all stuff we already know about Jahoda and get a vibe for. It's really just more of what we're used to with her, which is always fun. But with that, I'm gonna leave things here. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Desaize and Pokelove101 at the normal tier, and Kono Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!